Okay, and we are back with episode 5 of Acquire English Live. My name is Adam. I'm here as always with Tuan. Tuan, how's everything going with you today?
Yeah, it's okay, thanks.
Good. And in today's lesson, we are talking about commuting to work. So how someone gets to work. How do you get to work, Tuan?
So I got to work to two different places where you are now and in another school. One way is very quick. It's just one stop on the train. So it takes about 5 minutes. And to where you are, maybe about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Right. Not so far.
Yeah, so not too far.
How far are you from the station then? How far is your place from the station?
It takes about 15 minutes to walk to the station.
Okay.
So yeah, so door to door to your place, maybe 40 minutes.
40 minutes, yeah. I suppose I think that's about the same for me to get here. I have to you take just one train, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to take two different trains. There's one really short local train near my house that I take, and then one of the major trains to get here. But yeah, I think door to door, it takes me about 45 minutes.
Okay.
So Japan, of course, is very famous for having crowded trains. How's your train normally?
Thankfully, yeah, my trains are pretty quiet, so they're not so busy.
Right.
Not many people.
Right. You don't really go to work during rush hour though, so that's kind of lucky, right?
Yeah, I go later in the morning, so it's usually quiet.
Yeah, I'm sure many people have seen the videos of the station workers with white gloves kind of pushing people to get on the train. Have you ever been pushed on a train?
I've never been pushed on the train by the staff,
Yeah.
but some people they like to wait until everyone gets in, and then as the
Yeah.
last person, they like to just push right in, squeeze
Yeah,
everyone in
yeah.
there.
Japanese people are not known for being very aggressive, but
Mm,
when it comes to getting on the train, that last spot, they're pretty good at squeezing in. So
yeah.
I've been on some pretty packed trains kind of late at night when I was younger and I stayed out late and taking that
Mm.
last train home. I'm sure you've been on a few of those. Those are
Yeah,
rough.
that's surprising about Japan too. When you get that last train and it's packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, the trains in Japan, I love them, but there are times where they are miserable for sure.
Mm.
My train usually isn't so bad in the morning. Um, I often get a seat, but when I want to get off, it's kind of crowded. I have to
Mm.
push my way out, especially during these times with coronavirus. It's kind of scary to be brushing up against 10 or 15 people on your way out. But
Mm.
luckily, people here are good about being healthy and wearing a mask and that. But it's still, you don't really want to be touching everyone on the way out of the train.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Anyway, in today's lesson, we're talking about getting to work. So let's have a look.
Wow, you're here early.
Yeah, I woke up early so that I could get a seat on the train.
It's definitely worth doing from time to time.
Would you mind if I left early so that I can beat the evening rush?
No, I don't mind at all.
Okay. And now let's break down that conversation line by line. So the first line Tuan said here.
Wow, you're here early.
Yeah, wow, you're here early. So this pronunciation of early, I like the British pronunciation of it more than the American pronunciation of it. I hope my family still loves me. But it's a little different here. And let's take a look at the difference between the pronunciation of early on these. So again, if you search on Google, I just searched early, and it will pull up, usually it will pull up a definition of early. So I think most people know what early means, but if you need to know, it's all right here. So if you click on the microphone, it'll say it for you.
Early.
Early. And then it pulls up this little learn to pronounce. So we've done this a couple times before, I think. So if we click on learn to pronounce, it'll say here, early. Now this is the American pronunciation of it. Notice it has a hard R. And then it will show you here, if you click on this little picture, it'll show you the mouth movements of how to pronounce it.
Early.
Right, it's got that hard R, early. Now in the conversation, of course, Tuan is British, so he said it this way. Notice U-H-L-E-E. So it sounds like this.
Early.
Right. Tuan, could you say that for us one time?
Early.
Yeah. Tuan's is even a little different. Of course, woman's voice and men's voice, but yeah, that
Early.
early, right. I have the worst British accent if I try, so I'll stick with my early, right? So again, the kind of sound for British pronunciation and American pronunciation is going to have the, we say, hard R sound as usual, the early, okay? So this is a really good way to kind of check your pronunciation, and it's just right there on Google. Okay. Let's go back to that conversation. So Tuan said, wow, you're here early, sorry. So that just means I'm surprised you are usually not here this early. So maybe in this situation, of course, we are coworkers, and maybe Tuan usually gets to work before me. Okay, let's take a look at the next line. I said, yeah, I woke up early so that I could get a seat on the train. Okay, so I got up early today because I wanted to sit down on the train. Excuse me. Excuse me. One more time. So yeah, we have this so that I could means because I wanted to. I wanted to sit down on the train, so I got up early today. And the next line?
It's definitely worth doing from time to time.
Right. It's definitely worth doing from time to time. So it's very good to do sometimes. So we have this line, from time to time. So from time to time just means sometimes, right? Sometimes I do that. Is there anything you do from time to time, Tuan?
From time to time, go out to eat. So you can see on the calendar there, yeah, maybe once or twice a week, I go out to a restaurant.
Right. So we often just answer with from time to time. So if I said, do you often go out to eat, Tuan?
Yeah, I eat. I go out from time to time.
Right. So we just answer that. Yeah, from time to time, sometimes. Right. Trying to think of what I do from time to time. I take my son to this big park near our house from time to time. Right. So occasionally, sometimes, okay? And definitely worth doing means it's good to do, right? There's some good part to do that from time to time, right? I mean, you don't want to wake up very early every day to get a seat on the train, but sometimes it's good to do, okay? Let's take a look at the next line. Ooh, that's me. Would you mind if I left early? So we have this, would you mind means, is it okay with you? Or would you get angry, right? If I go home early, if I left early. So would you mind if I left early? Would you be angry or annoyed if I go home early? And the reason, so that I can beat the evening rush. So the evening rush is, you can see in the pictures, the busy time on the train. It could also be the busy time even if you are driving, could be the evening rush. So I want to go home before the busiest time on the train. So we use this beat to mean arrive earlier than, or go before. So in this conversation today, I beat Tuan to the office, meaning I got to the office earlier than Tuan did. Is that okay? And our last line.
No, I don't mind it. I will.
Right. No, I don't mind at all. It means it's okay with me. I will not be angry or annoyed. Is that okay? So let's take a look at today's grammar point. And we had so that I can. So we use so that I can to mean in order to do something in the future. So in the conversation, would you mind if I left early so that I can beat the evening rush? So again, I want to beat the evening rush. Would you mind if I left early? That's so that I can. This is what I want to do. We can also use it in order to do something regularly. So in the future was one time in the future. Regularly is part of a regular schedule. So this example, we could say, I leave work early every day so that I can beat the evening rush. So again, we can use it one time in the future or something you do regularly. We can use that both ways. Okay. We can also in the conversation, we had so that I could, right? And this is in order to do something in the past. So the example was, I woke up early so that I could get a seat on the train. So again, we have this so that I could for one time in the past. So let's just, I think this can be confusing. So one more time. So that I could is one time in the past. So that I can is one time in the future or something regularly. You have anything to add there, Tuan?
No, I think that's
okay.
That's clear.
Okay, so let's come up with our own example. So that I can, in order to do something regularly. Is that okay? So for example, do you have your example ready, Tuan? You gonna go first?
I wake up early so that I can prepare my lessons.
Right. I wake up early so that I can prepare my lessons. Right. Something you do regularly. I will steal the first part. I wake up early so that I can play games while my family is sleeping. True story. I have to wake up early.
What are you playing?
I play, it's a really nerdy baseball simulator game.
Okay.
Yeah. I love it, but as soon as my wife and kids wake up, then they annoy me and I can't concentrate on my game. So I wake up early so that I can play games while my family is sleeping. So what is early for you, Tuan? What's an early morning to wake up for you?
Around 5.
5, yeah. 5, I would say, is normal for me. An early day would be like 4:15. I think today.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I had a lot of stuff. I had a lot of games to play today, so I woke up extra early so that I could play my games. Okay, let's take a look. I think we missed one there. One time in the past here. So in order to do something in the past so that I could. So I woke up early so that I could get a seat on the train. What's something you did one time in the past?
I went to the immigration office so that I could extend my visa.
Office so that I could, did you say renew?
Renew is okay, or extend. Yeah, both okay.
Renew my visa, extend my visa, right. Yeah, that's a big part of living in a foreign country is the immigration office. Luckily, you don't live in Tokyo anymore, right? I know you used to live in
Yes,
Tokyo.
yeah. So the Yokohama one is not so bad. It's quite
Yeah, it's
not so busy.
immigration office in Tokyo is not fun.
Ah,
It's a good way to say it, right? Uh, unfortunately, that's the one I had to go to last time.
cool.
So, what did I do? I set the timer on my coffee machine so that I could drink it when I woke up, right? So I didn't have to make coffee today. It was already made for me. So again, we have these so that I could one time in the past. I don't do that every day, but I did it last night. Again, Tuan went to the immigration office so that in this case, he could renew his visa or extend his visa. Again, one time in the past, we did these, okay? And the last one we have is one time in the future. So our example sentence is, would you mind if I left early so that I can beat the evening rush? So my example is, I'm saving money so that I can retire early. There's that early again. This is an example sentence. Actually, I'm terrible with my money. I'll probably not be retiring early. Is that okay? How about you, Tuan? What's your example?
I'm booking a flight to England so that I can see my family.
Right. I'm booking a flight to England so that I can see my family. Is this true story?
Not yet, but yeah, maybe soon. Yeah,
Yeah. I need to do that too. I really want to see my family, but recently
it's difficult times. Yeah,
it's
not sure when.
hard to travel. That's definitely a negative part of living overseas is even in normal times, it gets expensive trying to go back to see family every year and a half, 2 years or
Yeah.
so. It's a lot of money to spend, but it's kind of necessary to do if you're going to live overseas. Is that okay?
Mm.
So one last time, just to make sure we've got this. So we had, in order to do something so that I can, so we can use it for one time in the future, so that I can, or we can use it for things we do regularly, right? So if I leave work every day so that I can beat the evening rush, something you do regularly. And then so that I could, in order to do something in the past. So I woke up early so that I could get a seat on the train. I went to the immigration office so that I could renew my visa. I set the timer on my coffee so that I could drink it when I woke up. Okay, so these are really good grammar point to add if you haven't been using this kind of in order to do something. Okay, anything to add today, Tuan? I think we're good. So thanks everyone for watching. If you haven't liked our page, I think we're approaching 200 videos on our Facebook page now. And,
Oh, wow.
and of course, YouTube as well. They're basically the same videos. So we really appreciate everyone watching. When we see people are watching and liking and commenting, that makes us want to make more videos. So please let us know that you're watching. We really appreciate that. Sometimes, of course, you need that little extra motivation to, to make another video. So when people are watching, it's definitely motivating. So thank you very much. And we're looking forward to seeing you next time. So take care. Bye.